Hello, my name is Leo. Welcome back for another episode of let's see how much ground we lose today. So playing Hunter and 3, Black Eyes Mod as PRC, and the Japanese have been having a massive wave of troops. Although it's starting to whittle down, like it's not as bad anymore, although it seems like we're actually under attack over there. So let's stop this spoiling attack. They're doing a spoiling attack or a spoiling attack. That's not really helpful for us. We may need to retreat our fighters from here soon enough, which is not looking great. At least Catman, well, Catman does hold on to the ground there for a little while. I'm just going to go ahead and retreat from there finally. We did held over here for like 2 months under almost constant attacks, so it's not bad in that sense. Or well, it is kind of bad that we're having to retreat, but it's the results were okay in there. We are going to be getting some infrastructure very shortly. Feng Sheng is getting... Oh, we got in this end, just participating in that with some strafing attacks. Not that they do a lot of damage. Oh, there we go. Dapsnura was another victory. So at least we're still holding onto some of the ground in here. But of course, yeah, of course they attack with another attack. It's just constantly like they throw in one division at a time, and then we defeat it. They send in like another division, we defeat that, and then after the 10th division, we need to retreat. Because we just don't have the troops right now, like combat-ready troops right now, to hold on to everything. But what we can do... we're going to maybe start getting another unit over here. Do we have the reinforcements of the... where is the second corps? Ah, right, so... oh, right. Yeah, send it to Tianjin rather than... well, let's go ahead and send this one up north in here as well. So that way we can maybe assist in defending this area, and I think over here, so as soon as Albertus gets a bit of reinforcements in there, which is the reinforcing unit is going to be there... oh, that's going to still take a while. We lost under. At least we had some time to dig in on the mountains here. Ooh, let's still prepare artillery brigade advance. Now, we don't actually want to build those right now, because we need... honestly, we just need more troops. Well, we can probably continue researching that just to make sure that they are actually a viable option later on. Actually, we haven't added in any of the 1942 techs underway. I'll get the basic education at least to the top of the list. There's going to be quite a few other research that we need to do, but right now it's... well... we still need to get a lot of officers, and we've got way too many research underway already, so it's better just to catch up in some of them first, before we start a major defeat in Zhuang here. Ah, right, so this was the garrisons retreating. Well, we do have the infantry division heading down south. Hopefully we'll get there in time. I suppose it might be time to switch the combat or bombing run target over here into Guzhan. Alahai was lost, and that one's under attack under a lot of attack now. So we may need to retreat a whole lot more ground in here, potentially. Where's the... right, we did have the division that shattered. It has probably arrived in here. Yeah, I believe it was this one. So it has arrived to the scene at least, but it's going to be hopefully holding on to Mukden. I do not want to hold... oh, yeah, no, this battle is looking pretty dire. But at least with the ground attacks towards Guzhan, we are probably able to hold back the enemy. How are we looking on these troops? Oh, they're mostly fine still. We may need to start doing some troop rotation at some point. We did get the pillboxes at least built in here. So the next time they attack, it's going to be slightly easier for us. I'm going to go ahead and send this one to Vin, just to make sure that they don't suddenly do a landing behind us. They're most likely not going to be doing that because they've got so much more targets in the Pacific that they need to go for. And they still haven't won... oh, oh, right, it's the invade... right, these are event spawn units, I'm pretty sure, on Indonesia. And it looks like the British are actually pushing back into, or from Burma. But it looks like they're losing ground in Malaya. But again, I think the Japanese are still focusing way too much of their troops against us to really win against the Allies. So if nothing else, at least one way or the other, we are contributing towards the defeat of the Japan overall. But it's going to take a while before we can retake all the ground that we lost. I suppose once we can start regaining the ground in such a way that we can reinforce the troops that took most of the casualties earlier. Actually, let's go ahead and pull Albertus back behind the line. Now that we've got a reinforcement in there, we can hold on to that. Cayenne is under attack. We've got 2 light infantry divisions against... oh, IGN Karst. That's not really that dangerous unit necessarily. This is looking a little bit rough. How about that one? We might be able to win that, but we need to get some more troops in there. And then we're going to go ahead and retreat this one down south. How are we looking over there? I think that could use... well, it could use a bit more reinforcements in there, quite frankly. We're going to have to retreat the armored division, I think. Retreat over there. And if need be, we might have to retreat a lot of the troops behind the river line over here. potentially all the way down here if need be. But we may need to be a bit more agile with retreating in the north right now. Just to let them spread their troops even further and further. And one way or the other will then start taking some ground as well. Actually, I can redeploy this in here. We'll be there faster. With the ground attacks going in there, they might not be in that great of shape to attack us once we get in there. There we go. Actually, they're still in pretty good shape, all things considered. We're buying some time, at least for our troops. And we got some more reinforcements arriving shortly. That's going to allow us to hopefully hold our ground a bit better in here. How's that one? That one's going to be a victory. This one, we could probably go ahead and retreat at least one of these divisions. And over here, that one's probably going to be a loss. We got not enough, or we don't have enough organization there. And similarly, we've got the interceptors in here. Oh, right, iron, there's a victory. But they are starting to run a little bit low on troops in some areas in here. Actually, well, they got a unit heading to Beju. Let's go ahead and retreat a few units from here. Oh, okay, the troops in Fushu still need to rest. This one's mostly good strength-wise, but not good in organization-wise. Get a little bit more reinforcements going. How much do we need right now? We still need a 68 manpower. Oh boy, that is expensive. But now with the ground attack over here, I think the mercenary or the elite light infantry that they are attacking us with here along the coastline is going to start taking pretty hefty casualties. They're attacking us in Nanjing with bombers. I wonder if they're using actually my airfield over there against me now. They could be. You know what? I'm going to sell a little bit metal to Iraq. It won't really change much of the course of the war. Go ahead and retreat that one already. But now with the two divisions over here, so at least Alberto's managed to hold back the enemies in here for long enough to reinforcements to arrive. Over here we may need to get, well actually, I'm going to send that one down south. So that one's got another unit in there right now. Oh, there we go. Victory! They'll probably keep on trying to attack, but these are at least in pretty good shape, so that gives some more time for the troops that we just brought in here to get into combat regions. Let's send these two to northeast so we can help a little bit in here. While the other corps, the second corps is going to help along here, the southern portion, and then that one's going to be more towards the center. Oh, right, so this southern army is a little bit far away from those two. Well, to be fair, this one could probably be moved a little bit further north for now. Or maybe there's room in other armies. There's the north. Well, actually, yeah, the northern garrisons. We could potentially assign the 4th Corps underneath that. Similarly, we could assign this one out of that. It's not really the best army, to be fair, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. There we go. The bombing rounds, the enemy is taking pretty hefty casualties. So I think we're slowly starting to reach the point where the enemy is not able to push much further. Although in the north we are still losing some ground. Like, that one's something that I don't think we can hold on to that. We are going to have to lose that one as well, I reckon. I'm going to start pulling one of these to the woods already. The other one can still do a fighting retreat, essentially. But the good side over here is that if we can pull back enough so that they'll send a lot of their troops to the north, and then we can cut them off somewhere over here, which is easier said than done, to be fair. They've still got a massive amount of troops in this front line. But, well, either in the middle or in the south, get into Korea again and cut off the supply lines, then we can basically wreck up to half of the enemy army, potentially even more. But like I reckon that it's probably at least half of the troops are currently in the vicinity. Let's go ahead and do a bit of a poke over here. How bad is the enemy? No, that's too bad. Let's see if they do a counterattack now. Yeah, they are. Ooh, Max is under attack. Well, we got the pillboxes in here now, so that does have a bit of an impact for the combat. It's not really that massive impact though. But I'm sure that it will at least save us a little bit of manpower. And of course, on the hills here, they're attacking with the cavalry now, so that's going to get shattered. There's no two ways around that. That's way too low strength there. We've got the reinforcements in here now. How's that one looking like? That could use a bit of help. At least one of them is going to go there. We've got another one that is ready to move in, so we'll send that one up north. To help maybe over here somewhere. And then start doing some counterattack. Despite the situation looking very dire for a while, it's starting to look a little bit better, although it's still not a victory by any means. But the war is bloody, to say the least. Of course, we got the manpower still mostly increasing, whereas the Japanese are getting the AI's extra manpower. Ooh, communist guerrillas. What was this? Oh, well, that's actually quite handy. We can clear out these pockets over here with the partisan. Hey, two insurance, so we actually held on to the airfield now. Good. Of course, the flank over here is looking very, very bad. So I might want to go ahead and start... I'm going to retreat the planes. So actually, we've got a bit of a combat over Xinjiang. That one's going to go in there just to help hold the flanks for now. There's still a lot of troops in the northern front in here. And while we are inflicting a lot of casualties, I don't think we can hold on to all of this. Try to get over there just to hold back the enemy for now. And Yemen wants to buy some metal. Try to take some of the money that they will be wasting otherwise. Oh, right, the infrastructure. All the pillboxes over there are not fully up yet. So the bonuses from them can be quite tiny. We're having some supply issues in here. Why are they trying to push the supplies through there? I suppose there's probably some supplies going... Well, I suppose it might be fewer nodes to go through. Oh, they've emptied that. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take the airfield back. Hey, Naval HQ. Right, so a bit more morale for our ships. Not that we necessarily need that too much right now. I'm just going to go ahead and stop researching that. Same with the Air Force HQ. Once we get the next level on that, we can stop researching it. Which is actually going to be done in, like, a week. Armor plate thickness is going to be done soon. That's actually going to be quite handy. And actually, that we've got the infantry support tanks already to level 1. We might get, or might want to get quite a few levels for it. But it's at least started now. HE ammunition, truck and prime mover. Oh, does that mean that we are able to then get the mechanizers of infantry? Oh, yes, we are. Oh, that could be quite handy. Although also a little bit expensive, but very handy to fight against the enemies. Oh, there we go. So with the ground attacks and all that, we are at least holding back the enemy in here, but they are relatively strong still. That one's under attack, but that one's probably going to be a victory. Over here we got... Oh boy, that's going to have to retreat. 40% strength there. And I think there's some others over here that are pretty close to needing to retreat as well. I'm going to go ahead and send both of these in there as soon as they're ready. Hold on to the mountains at all costs. Well, not all costs, but a lot of costs at least. Make the enemy pay for dearly for those mountains. We're going to have to start retreating from here. We already got one retreating. But that's not going to be enough. Hey, this armor plate thickness. So we're still doing the ground attacks in Gujan. Which, to be fair, is very important for us to start pushing along the coastline here again. Where are those attacking? Oh, that's from Fencheng. Now, we did have some time to dig in here, so I think we're going to be able to hold this one back relatively easily. Over here, we've got 3 divisions here holding onto the mountains, so that's good. Oh, Haksha is under attack again. Well, it's the fascist militia and 1 marine division. I think we'll be able to hold that one relatively easily. Fushun is under attack. We've got a lot of troops in here, so this one's probably going to shatter, actually. Now, on the bright side, if we do have a look at the enemy manpower now, they are down to 190 again. I don't know how often they keep on getting the extra manpower, but they do keep petting it, for sure. And that is something that we are... I mean, on the bright side, that does mean that other than the event spawn troops, they won't get new units as much. Or barely at all. But I'm going to have to retreat some of these troops. And, right, I wanted to retreat the planes from here, but the problem is, of course, where do we send them? Dalian isn't one option. It's a bit far away. But I guess we'll rebase there for now. Get some repairs, at least, for the planes. Hey, armor piercing cap advance. There we go, more piercing attack. And basically reinforcements. More upgrades, though. Ah, so the steel refinery... Oh, we did get the rare extraction recently. I'm going to drop that down the list. Steel refinery is going to be done tomorrow, so that's actually going to be completed anyway. And the other steel refinery is going to be done fairly soon after that, so we can drop that one down the list as well, just so we can get these bombers underway, because we kind of need that. But I don't also want to stop producing the cruisers or the submarines or anything like that, because we kind of need those as well over time. But we are at least getting the close air support, or second close air support group now. So that's at least going to be something more damage-wise. Oh, there we go, Victor Kayon. Again. And Victor Fushun. These are looking pretty rough, though. But if we can hold on to Nanzamu, that would be quite handy. And over here, it looks like Wang Yapu is probably going to be a victory. We've got fairly experienced generals, at least, leading. And this one's probably going to shatter. So yeah, we are now, over time, at least very, very slowly wrecking the enemy again in the combat. And then that does open up some potential for counterattacks. right now, although they're not necessarily very effective. They've still got way too many units that are in fairly good shape. I guess what we could do is attack over here into... Ooh, that's actually going to be a victory, I reckon. Tyler was another victory. We lost another 1,300 men. They lost over 7,000 men. So there we go. That's at least casualties are being taken on the enemy side. We have no more reinforcements heading to Harbin right now, so Taz might have to retreat sooner. Tyler is... Ooh, that's not going to hold much longer. We got an infantry division over here going to help soon enough. We could maybe go ahead and send the army division back over here into Danjing, just so that we can hold back the enemy for a little bit longer. This one's going to have to retreat, though. Too much casualties. And they are still using the bombers somewhere in here. Could be that it's actually flying from Harbin right now. How bad are we on reinforcements? Oh, you need 25 IC on reinforcements. Oh boy, that is expensive. At least the bombing runs in Gujan are doing fairly good results in there. So the elite light infantry division is taking most of the casualties. And then of course there's a few cavalry units in there. But that means that we can maybe do a counterattack in there soon enough. And start taking some of the ground. How's the... Okay, Albertus is already in full strength. We can move him to Mukden. And then, of course, we got some of these that are in pretty good strength, actually, as well. We'll go ahead and send some of those towards Nanzamo. At least that one. And then this one could maybe go down towards... Ongiapu. Oh, right, so they got a marine in here in time. Well, I think it's depending on planes, so it's not really that great. They didn't have time to dig in. So I think we're actually going to win that. Might even shatter it, to be fair. They are still trying to attack in towards Pakse, but I don't think that's going to be going as well as they would hope. So the southern front is mostly stabilized, at least. Now it's a matter of trying to stabilize the Manchurian front, which is easier said than done. This one's going to have to retreat now. They fought valiantly for a long, long while. I mean, look at these experiences over here. Let's see, 76, 77, yeah, so Iliescu's skill level 5 already. Urban Assault Specialist, Tank Buster, Defensive Doctrine, Master Trickster, Logistic Master, Trickster, Logistic Wizard, and then Commander and Chinese General. Those two were the ones that he started with, but yeah, no, oh, they'll be doing bombing runs in here. Okay, well, luckily we do have the motorized support, which does have a bit of an air attack, but that's not quite enough. Oh, we did get some reinforcements in here. And that one's going to... Oh, we had to retreat from there. Okay. In that case, we might want to stay here for now. Just regain the organization. Dig in a little bit. That one's... Oh no, that's going to have to retreat. Taking too much casualties otherwise. So attack is at least going okay in Indochina. They got some bombing runs on Tibijun. Oh, because now that we don't have the interceptors in here, and I suppose we are going to have to lose this, or give up this airfield soon enough anyway. We just don't have the strength to fight on right now. The Central Front has been fighting for a long while now, like several months now, pretty much continuously there, and they held their ground for a decent chunk of the time there, but there's a limit on how long they can fight on without having to retreat, or having some spare units to swap them over. But we just have not had the luxury of spare units for most of that time. I'm going to go ahead and send one of the units into Cayenne just to hold... Oh, actually, no. Stay there, because that airfield is lost. So that might be something that we could maybe do a counterattack into there or something. Do we have more troops? Yes, we do have more troops in here. I'm going to send these to Teeling. How's Fushun looking? Oh, we did get this one, but it's now under attack by another... Oh, Kwandon. Okay, and there's the Air Force HQ. I'm just going to go ahead and... take that from the research queue. Okay, so we're slowly winning these battles, hopefully, although they are sending the tanks now, but I don't think those are going to be much of a problem. And how they are faring against... so they haven't taken much ground in Burma, at least. But again, they haven't sent much troops there either. Looks like the landings in Sumatra are probably going to fail. I don't think they are going to succeed in Java. Borneo, they've gotten a few ports at least, so that's kind of good for them. They are... Well, they haven't really gained much ground in Philippines. But again, most of the troops are fighting us. Or at least were fighting us. Or have been fighting us. Now some of them are shattering, so it might be reducing the amount of troops that they have on the front line. And that one's going to shatter soon enough as well with the bombing runs that we're doing. Some of the cavalry is actually running away as well. They're bombing in Dabs Nor. Don't suppose we have it. We don't really have an airfield nearby that we can utilize to fight against these bombers right now. We're having to give up too much ground right now. I don't like that. Oh, so we won one battle and they sent it immediately. No, of course they do. Oh, low popularity. Hey, okay, so we lost a very low popularity at least, so that's a bit more leadership available. It's not a huge increase, but it is an increase. So there we go. That's at least something. How is Norway looking like? No, they're still... Oh, Germans have managed to take Trondheim again. Alright then. I wonder if that was troops spawning in, or they actually managed to take that legit. Looks like the Soviets have managed to... Well, they haven't got up to Mariupol yet. They're still holding on to Crimea. They got Kharkov, and Orel, and Kursk. They have a encirclement in Kaluga, indeed. Okay. Of course, Leningrad is still under siege. That makes sense, to be fair. At least historically speaking. Yangshan is under attack. Well, it's one Marine division attacking. I think we can wreck that. Plus, we've got a much better commander. Or much more experienced commander, at least. So we've got more chance of surprising them. That's kind of the trickster helps with that. Right, let's go ahead and send in infantry division there. And we can send another division over here. We can maybe hold on to Nanzamo. Ooh, there we go, I see efficiency going up. Or is that? Yeah, it is actually going up. There we go. Victory at Tantu. Right. At least these are holding. Well, again, one at a time, they're attacking across the river in here. They're taking massive casualties. But over time, we do need to shuffle some of the troops around. Another victory at Paxe. We're starting to take a little bit of losses in here. But for the most part, they don't attack constantly down there in the south, so at least we are able to hold back. Afghanistan is fighting the... Oh, they're fighting in India. Well, I suppose it kind of makes sense. Is Iran part of the war against... part of the war against the Allies, but not against the Soviets? And Iraq has lost a bit of ground there. Looks like Yemen and Saudi Arabia are taking a bit of the Arabian Peninsula. The Italians are getting pushed back further and further in Ethiopia, but very slowly. They have managed to enter into Egypt, though, just about. Now, back to the meat grinder. Oh, yeah, there's bombing runs over there. Dodging. Okay, I think what we may need to do is we'll go ahead and switch the close air support to Dalian. We'll send these ones up here so that we'll at least have slightly longer range to work with. And then we'll go back to intercepting. Day and night. Well, unfortunately, it is not enough over there, so Dubsnur is going to have to retreat. We cannot hold on to that anymore with the constant bombing. And that honestly means that we may need to start retreating much more troops from the northern front here. If we can get behind the river line over here, we can at least have a chance. But right now, the situation is bloody dire still, even though, you know, at least in the south, the attacks have sort of... mostly peter out. They are still attacking quite often, but right now we are no longer looking as dire as we were before. It looks like there's some supply shortages on the enemy side. Not enough, mind you, but better than nothing. And we got a victory, double victory in here. Well, go ahead, send another division then. Although we do need to send in one of these probably over there. Are these, well, they're mostly holding on. Let's go ahead and use these two divisions to clear out the occupation in Tibingshuan. And Lunging was another victory. Right, so that was the river crossing over here, and again we're under attack. We're yet another fresh division, but at the same time, like, the amount of casualties the enemy is taking is much higher right now than what we have. But whether that's going to be quite enough, that needs to retreat immediately. It is down to 45% strength, so it was close to shattering. At least this one's in pretty good shape, so we can send that one back to the combat. Actually, we can send that to Tantu. And then we're going to retreat the mercenary infantry behind the river, maybe. And we got a bit more troops in Fushu. Actually, is that one... we can send that one to Nanzamu. So we got 3 relatively fresh divisions in there right now. Ooh, heavy IC effect is slightly increased. There we go. And that's an attack. High here is under attack. Okay, well, in high here, let's go ahead and retreat this one. We could probably retreat all the way to the north. But yeah, we are getting pushed back pretty hard in there still. Like, they still got, I don't know. I honestly expect that they have probably about 1 million men in Manchuria right now. Possibly more than that. And we got a total of 900,000 in its entirety, what we have. So that's not a lot. I guess what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and send in some over here. So we'll just go ahead and send these through there. And I think that's low infrastructure, so we don't need to worry about that one. Just need to get in here. We might need to actually take back control of these with the console command, though, because I suspect since they're technically speaking at war with India, or war with Britain, so these might not switch hands immediately. But oh well, at least one way or the other will destroy those garrisons in there. And then we can send that army back. I actually wonder, we're losing the ground over there. This one's probably going to be fine. Actually, no, we're going to stay there. As soon as we get some reinforcements in here, we can send the mercenary infantry back to be taking some rest. It's been taking quite a beating in here. Right, so counterattack towards the airfield is going mostly fine. If we're going to retake the airfield... Oh, and speaking of the airfield, we're taking that airfield now. Bingshi was another victory. And Zhengling is under attack. Oh, that's looking a bit rough. I'm going to retreat this one. Do we have any more troops in here that are... Well, actually, we've got another light infantry division in here now. This was the light infantry division that shattered earlier, wasn't it? I'm just going to go out and send this one down to the hills. Help there. Sooner we can stop these attacks in the south, the faster we can start doing some counterattacks and all that. Of course, this is not looking too great. That's going to have to retreat. Do we have any more? I suppose we could send a mountaineer over there and maybe... No, everything else kind of needs to rest still. This is something that we could maybe send in there, but that's about it. Oh, we lost HoI. Well, we're held in there for a while. Indian. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to wreck that elite light infantry division with their armor. Because they do not have enough piercing attack. So that is actually going to shatter. So that's one less unit that we need to worry about for a while. And they might actually be sent into other fronts then. Maybe. Or maybe not. Ooh, that infantry division needs to pull back. We could probably go ahead and send some of the garrisons in there. Plus, I suppose we might need to send in... Actually, Albertus, I want you to go down south. Stop that attack and then do counterattack and start pushing along the coastline again. Still is so much production, though. Hey, Hydroverne advance. And, oh... Right. Divisions over here shattering. Oh boy. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and send that back in. Was here somewhere. In which case, well, we've got some troops over here still guarding the flank. And at least with the counterattack into the airfield, it does mean that these troops are slightly safer for now. But yeah, we did lose another province. How bad is the enemy manpower right now? They still got 180, so they must have got another 100 or more recently. Because the amount of casualties that they've taken does mean that they should be taking quite a bit of manpower loss. But unfortunately, that's not a way to win the enemy. It's enough to kind of make it locally weak. But it's not enough to then just, you know, win the war that way. Go ahead and pull this one back already. At least we're winning the ground combat in here, but the bombing run in here is a bit of a nuisance. Oh, Pakse is under attack once more. Well, it was under attack for briefly. We'll probably go ahead and take these two units, and, well, actually, the survivor, the militia can give a support attack. We'll go ahead and wreck that light armor battalion in there. Oh, and we're now under attack at the airfield, but this time around we'll have a second division joining in there. We'll have a lot higher firepower in there. I'll go ahead and start retreating some of these troops back a little bit, because I have a feeling that a lot of these are not really in a combat string like that one. Maybe send one of these in there. That's about it. Indiana was a victory. There we go. So we did wreck that elite light infantry division. Ah, light anti-aircraft guns. Right, so let's go ahead and do a bit of a counterattack over here. Oh no, they did another bloody attack. Okay. Well, it's attacking from there, at least. Right, light anti-aircraft guns is quite a bit ahead of size, so we can stop that one for now. What do we need for... Oh, right, so we just need to get some of the stuff in here. We are pretty close to getting the submarine hull, another upgrade. So slowly, very, very slowly catching up with the submarine techs. It's going to take a long, long while before we do anything meaningful with submarines, mind you. But having the option is always nice. Oh, there we go. We've got a victory in here. I think it's time to do a bit of a counterattack. One over there and one over here. Hey, Battle of Teeling was a victory. Bengshi was a victory. Now we start attacking in here, and I suppose what we'll do is we'll attack into Fengsheng with another division. They got one division that is basically very low on strength. How are we looking on the Veju? That's 3 light infantry or elite light infantry divisions attacking us in there. That is bloody painful, but that is something that we'll just have to deal with for now. We do, on the other hand, have our mercenary division that is probably actually going to be bloody slow to get into, or very slow to get into Nanzamo. But that might be enough to wreck the enemies in there. Or what we could even do is instead sending it down towards Qingao Shan. There's not too strong enemies attacking in there right now, but we kind of need some help there. And do we have... I'm going to send Catmandos into Kaiwan. They had that one for a little while, but then they wrecked their units attacking us. Trying to attack us. Go ahead and take one of the divisions. Actually, two of the divisions, I think. Attack there, and then this one can give its support attack into Tipping. So we can maybe push back some of these attacks in here. That was a victory at least, so these two get a little bit of respite. And the mercenary infantry has got... Well, it could maybe be pulled back, although I suppose we might not want to do that right now. And the infantry division over there looks a little bit dire. Or not in a good shape right now, let's say. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, no, well, there's still this attack going on. I suppose that does mean that, yeah, that's taking more casualties now. And we're still doing the... Oh, right, we're actually not doing the ground attacks in there. Well, we should be doing it. And hopefully the interceptor will actually start, removing some of the enemy planes in here, in the vicinity. But now with ground attacks in here, oh yeah, there we go. That infantry division is going to shatter soon enough. It's down to 35%. Yeah, there we go. That shattered. In which case, Albertus, time for you to push forward into Gujan. There's not too much defenders there right now. With the ground attacks that we're doing, we can break... Oh yeah, there we go. The garrison is done. There we go. Time for revenge. Now, unfortunately, we do need to start retreating some more troops there, but maybe this stack is starting to have a bit more troops that can fight again. Maybe the mountaineer could get up here. It's still mountains, so we can probably utilize the... Well, the defensive terrain, at least, is going to be very helpful. And I suspect that these two mountaineers need to pull back from here. We've got two more divisions in there, so it's not too bad. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a like on subscribe if you haven't already. Also, get the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.